Hey, this is Jeremy with Regional Entertainment News. We got a new guest on the show today, Gavin Evick. He's the new artist to watch for 2022. So make sure you call all those radio stations that you have and get the new single, Favorite Songs. Now, how did you come up with the title?
Well, me and my dad debated on the title for a while. There's so many names it could have been. It could have been Driving All Night. It could have been Favorite Songs. It could have been this. It could have been that. But I think the goal of the song was it really is about singing your favorite songs. It's a collection of what the song is about. It's about so many different songs combined into one song, and we were like, you know what? Let's just have it be called Favorite Songs because that's truly what it is. It leaves everybody's imaginations up. It could be anything. It can't. It's not even just about my favorite songs. When you listen to it, you have that thought. It's about your favorite songs too. It's just about driving down the road in the middle of the night, listening to your favorite songs.
So, whenever I heard it for the first time, I actually watched the music video.
Really?
Yeah.
Awesome.
I want to notice whenever you're recording with it, you play with a Dean guitar. Now, is that something that was passed down to you, or is that something that you just love to record with when you play?
My dad gave it to me, and you know how he has an endorsement or a sponsorship with Dean. So that was the first guitar I got to practice on. And I've had it for 3, 4 years. So it's my favorite guitar. I have a few guitars, and it's still my favorite. You
So,
know.
what brought on the sudden urge to release a single towards the end of the year?
Well, we started making it around December of last year, and we finished making it up about April-ish, and we spent a few months trying to work on how to market it and how to release it because I feel like that's the biggest problem nowadays in the music industry with new artists. They just kind of release a song and they don't really know what to do with it. Like we have a whole team of people, a publicist, the manager, everybody trying to help us get the song out there and in the right hands. you know so it's been kind of a dream of mine for years now, and it's just happened to be that right now is the time where it's starting to become a reality.
So, is there plans to write more songs and do maybe a solo or EP album?
Of course, that's what we're working on right now. We're working on the Gavin Evick album, one step at a time, though, one song at a time. We're not right. Okay, I already have it kind of written, but we're making the next song right now. The first song, Favorite Songs, was the ballad. Now this song is going to be completely different. This is going to be an adrenaline rushing rock song.
Now, who would you see producing the album when it's finished?
Well, my dad produced Favorite Songs. From what I understand, I think it came out sounding pretty professional. It doesn't sound like it was produced by one person, but
I love the way the choreography was on it and everything else.
right. So I really like my dad's touch in his producing and stuff, but we'll see. There's certain producers out there that I'd like to work with eventually. Like, not that Mutt Lange does anything nowadays. I don't know if he does, but he's produced some of my favorite albums. A modern producer who's really cool. His name is Andrew Watt. He produced Ozzy's new albums. He also does Post Malone and all that, and he is a really, really good producer. But he's he won a Grammy, so he's pretty high name. So I don't know if that'd be someone to work with quite yet. But if we're talking producers, modern days, I like this guy Andrew Watt. But if we're talking about olden days, I really like Mutt Lange's, style.
I wanted to say that most recently, before this came out, you were in another music video called "My Best Days."
Yes, I was. We filmed that, I think, over a year ago, actually. It came out a year after we filmed it. My hair was still in that awkward, didn't know what it was going to look like stage. When I was still growing out my hair, it looked like a mullet. It was like 6 inches right here and like 12 inches right here. I wish I could refilm that, but it was fun.
Now, I noticed you driving a Fox Mustang body style. Your dad said that he has a classic Mustang, and then I have a '66 too. Is that something? Are you guys still work on that together?
I have the first car I ever got was a 2014 Mustang V6. I still drive it. So it goes in the family. You know, I love Mustangs. You know, but what's funny? The funny story is when we filmed that music video, I had no idea how to drive stick. So I had to learn how to drive stick in about 10 minutes on this really, really old car. You know, it's a little different than, you know, learning stick on like a modern car because it's pretty easy. It won't stall out that easily. So I had to learn how to drive stick within 5, 10 minutes that day for that old Mustang.
Yeah, my very first car was a stick, and I still wish I had it.
Yeah.
I want to say that people who are getting familiar with you now, you've got three social media accounts. You have an Instagram, you have a YouTube, and of course, we have evic.com. How are people going to find you on all those, and what's cool about all the social media for you? What's the best way for fans to reach out to you?
Instagram. I mean, I tell a lot of people this. All my social medias are kind of used for different purposes. Instagram is probably the best one to keep up with me. It's where I post most updates, and where I do more of the serious posts. I also have a TikTok account with 28,000 followers, or I guess, yeah, 28,000 followers, I think. And that's where I post kind of stupid little videos. If you want to watch some just not serious content that I post on there. I mean, a lot of my dad's fans and people supporting me go follow that too. And I think I post more often on TikTok because it's not something super serious. You know, the evic.com is mainly my dad's website. I'm going to get one of my personal websites probably up and running pretty soon, but we needed to expedite a small little merch drop that I'm doing. So
Now, I want to tell your fans we'll put a photo up now. I believe it was a T-shirt, or have you added anything else since then?
no, it's just a t-shirt. It's a really, really small drop. I got a lot of people were asking for, you know, a bunch of stuff like merch, tour dates, this, that, and you know, I'm pretty new into this, so I'm working on, you know, getting the full band together and hopefully doing shows pretty soon at the beginning of next year. And it, I was keeping it one shirt because I wanted it to be special. It's the favorite songs drop, and it's only going to be up for a week. There's only a limited amount, you know, and it's just one shirt, you know, so I'm never going to sell that shirt online ever again, you know. So I
Now,
just want to go
is there
ahead.
anything else that we want to tell your fans, or that we missed? But most importantly, that anybody watching call the radio stations and they need to request the song.
Call the radio stations, do whatever you can. I mean, it's not just about kind of believing in me, it's about believing in rock and roll because that is my goal at the end of the day is to bring new, fresh, real rock and roll back to the scene.
Now, there is one question out of my notes I missed. Who influences you when you're doing your writing?
Everything. You know, I mean, I could give the long answer about this. I mean, I obviously have tons and tons and tons of influences, like Poison, obviously, all the way to Metallica, Motley Crue, all the hair metal bands and stuff. But it's funny when I was making favorite songs, there's a little bit of, you know, Southern influence. There's a little bit of country in it, just a little bit. You know, I'm a rock guy, but I also like some country. You know, I really like modern country. I mean, I still think rock is the greatest genre of all time and forever will be. But you know,
Right.
modern country has those, yeah, has those big rock guitars, those big drums. You know, it's not as heavy as rock, but I really enjoy modern country. And I think the moral of the story is that it's pretty hard to be a new young rock artist, be a new young artist in general, but a rock artist. It's hard to, you know, put out a metal song, this, that, you know, it's pretty hard. So I feel like we crafted a song that is pretty genre bending. You know, this could be on the rock radio, which it is, and it could be, you could also hear it on the country radio. You know, it's just like how Every Rose was huge in country and rock. You know, I feel like that's the main goal is to kind of show, you know, kind of the country audience, like, hey, like, here's a rock song that's not super in your face heavy, and just, you know, kind of stay tuned and see if you like the music and stuff. Cause that's the big genre right now is country. You know, I'm not, go ahead.
I was going to say, so, back here in the Midwest where we are, so we call it country rock, we call it red dirt.
Red Dirt. That's,
So that's when the bars won't play rock, but if the bar won't do this, then they categorize you as red dirt to get you in the door.
Right. That's awesome.
I don't know. Did they call that out where you are?
No, I live in Northern Virginia, so I mean the country and rock scene isn't totally huge here, but I mean I got a little Southern influence in me. So I mean I spent a lot of my time last year kind of in and out of Nashville, and I got a chance to really see how big the Nashville scene is and how big the country music scene is. And I truly believe that that's where a lot of the rock and roll fans, the mainstream rock and roll fans, kind of went, was country. Because I've said this before. I think every country fan can really kind of, if you blast fucking Sweet Child of Mine or Pour Some Sugar on Me, every single country fan knows those songs and they love it. That was the goal of favorite songs, was it has that old school stomp your foot, roll the windows down, sing along chorus. And as much as I love modern rock, I feel like a lot of modern rock doesn't quite capture a lot of what the old soul and rock used to be. And like country or not, I feel like a lot of modern country has those elements of old rock where it had that sing along chorus. So that was always the goal. And I studied a lot of country music to try to understand the bone structure of why people love country music, and it dates back to rock and roll, in my opinion. So
Well,
yeah.
well, you never know where you go unless you try, right? It only takes one person.
Oh, of course. Of course.
Okay.